Hello, dears. I just made a bunch of books yesterday. I've got a bag of books. So there's some Deb books in there, and there are some of the foam core books that I've made in there. And there's, sorry, I'm just tidying as I speak to you. There's some of the ones I made the other day, yesterday, with cardboard and the Fluvog catalog. And now I'm going to make a few more shelves to go into that room, that part of the room, because I'm thinking of it very much as a whole, like both bookends are a whole room if you were to stash them together. You know, because you never know how people might want to use them. They might want to put them together as a room and have their books fan out on the edge in a bookcase, you know, fan out on the sides. Anyways, so I'm kind of thinking them as they're one piece. The first one now, I have two. I have the shelves. The shelves are from extra that I did when I was making the hutch. Where's the hutch? Oh, on the floor. Wonder who knocked it on the floor. What innocent cat knocked it on the floor. So the hutch. This is so sturdy now. It is. Doesn't look it, you know, it's all crooked and lots of places where the light shines through. Hello. But I really like it. So that's getting popped in here. I'm wondering if I'll put some legs on it to make it a bit higher, and then it'll get some shelves up here. I think it'll get a plant in the corner. And yes, that's my thoughts so far. Get some art in there. I haven't been able to find the Muka stickers, the Art Nouveau paintings stickers that I've had that Deb gave me. I don't know what I've done with them. I can't find them anywhere. I've kind of made a mess of things. So when I still haven't recovered from Christmas. Let's be honest. That's what it is. At Christmas, I deconstructed everything in here to have Christmas, and now I can't figure out where everything is. And I should go through it all, maybe with a big garbage bag, because lots of stuff could just get tossed, I think. Because I've accumulated a lot of stuff that I'm not using, and I know I won't use. So that's maybe would be good for my brain, and to find those stickers. It's been a few kind of weirdly heartbroken days, you know? It's not weird, obviously. It's Kevin's mom has passed away. It's normal for us to feel sad, but we're also kind of on the outside of it in a way because we're just in an isolated place. We live in an isolated city, in an isolated province, in an isolated part of the country. So we didn't get to see them lots, and the kids haven't seen them for years, and you know, there's a sadness in that because We would love for the boys to have had a relationship with Rose. Kevin's mom's name's Rose. Kevin's lived in St. John's for 26 years. He doesn't get home often. In more recent years, he's been going home once a year, and he usually goes home around this time of year to visit his parents. Mix of like not seeing them often has two parts, I guess. Is the distance means that you maybe don't feel it as real as it is. It's a time when you feel regrets, and you feel it's not just the loss, it's the what you could have done more. And sort of, yeah, like Kevin's doing okay. He I think has moments where it comes over him. It's sort of brought back for me my dad dying in 2020. And Dad died, similar thing, had a stroke, and just slowly went downhill from there. And, it was expected. We knew he was dying. He was dying for a while, and Dad had got diagnosed with cancer at the beginning of the pandemic. So he basically was brought home to die. If they were to treat him at that point in time, he would have been in a hospital, and Mom would never be allowed to visit him. And the treating him for the cancer was prolonging something that was inevitable. So Mom and Dad made the decision that Dad was going to go home, and she would nurse him to the end of his life. And she basically did. The last little while, he went into a palliative care. He went into palliative care like less than a week before he died. And it's the sort of thing, I'm sure, if any of you have been in this situation, that when your parents get to a place where they're not themselves anymore, they're not content in themselves anymore because they're not themselves anymore, and their bodies are hurting a lot, and it takes a lot to run that body, that it's sort of time. And it's for the best. That it's a thing that will, like, the parent that's remaining gets some life back at that point in time. They get some freedom back. And like, they both matter, right? Well, I didn't think I was going to cry. So that's where we are. That's where we are this week. And I hope you can bear with me. I will be working in little stints, probably. Kevin will leave on Monday. And whenever he goes away, I never want Kevin to go away. It's like, don't go away. Just stay beside me forever. Don't go places. Just stay with me. Because he's my solid. But he'll go on Monday. And I'm like, when he goes, I'm sort of in a space where I'm like, okay, now I have to do all the things, and I do all the things, and I can get the things done. Because I'm not spending so much time looking into his beautiful blue eyes, right? God, I'm getting so soft in my old age. I don't know, I thought the menopause would make me harder, but cry. But we're doing okay. Hi, friends. So yesterday I did a bit of recording about Rose and got partway through it and had to stop because it was hard on the heart. But there was something that I did want to say about her, kind of a final thought on everything. Rose loved me, and I'm not maybe the ideal partner for someone's son when their child is getting married and they say they love someone, they're going to spend the rest of their life with them, and and that I'm not necessarily what you would have imagined for your child, I guess. And we didn't always see eye to eye. But Rose loved me. She loved me unconditionally. And I think a big part of that came from her faith. She grew up Catholic in Northern Ireland, and there was a lot of persecution towards Catholics in Northern Ireland at the time. And her faith was very important to her. And I don't have any sort of faith or religion, or, I guess I was raised Christian, but I was, it didn't have the same importance as it did for someone who grew up sort of being afraid, I guess, of your faith and what it could bring to your family, how in ways it could hurt you. And so both of our boys were baptized in the Catholic Church because of how important it was to Rose and to Kevin Sr. as well. But Rose just had a different point of view, that this was a thing that she had to fight for in her life. And if we could acknowledge that by simply getting our kids baptized, then of course that's what we would do. It's only after being married to her son for over 20 years that I've come to realize that that was her faith is the reason that she loved me. That to her, the spouse of her child was her child, became her responsibility, became her. It didn't matter who I was, what I was now her child too. And even if we didn't see eye to eye, that didn't affect her love for me. And I think that's profound. I think that is really profound, that you choose to love a person because your children chose to love them. And then that's it. Your duty is to love them. And that's that. There's no question about it. There's just love. And that love maybe sometimes felt harsh or misplaced or hard to believe, but it was always there. And that's my memory of Rose. That is what I take away from having her as my mother-in-law, is that no matter what, she loved me. And I am so much better for it. And she gave me a beautiful husband. And she raised him to be a beautiful husband. And what a blessing, that is, to be married to someone who commits to you completely, who loves you completely, who's genuine in their love for you. That's special. And he wouldn't be that if it wasn't for her unconditional love and her being a hard nose sometimes, So that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that Rose is love. And we are a solid family. We have a solid marriage. And that's because of her and her husband and my parents, who also set an example of love. So thank you, Rose, for everything that you've given me and for being there with us no matter what.
My friends and how we like to wake up in slow motion, think about the things we'll never do. We'll talk about the ocean, but never use the lotion. It's not like I got anything to lose. One day I saw a painting, then you started dating. Maybe you should hang me out to dry. 4 years ago you gave me a little explanation of how you don't know how to say goodbye. Right there on top of the moon, we could sit and do nothing. I wish we were bold to just fly away. I don't wanna care, just be here and I'm good alone. I'll be okay, miss you like an old friend. Too scared now, thinking I should call up all night. I think it's hard how we always wait another day, how we watch things that can't walk away. Let's live down by the water, watch it come and go home. I wish we were bold to like sail away. I just don't wanna care. Can you be here and I'm good alone? I'll be okay, miss you like an old friend. Too scared now, thinking I should call